games he scored in for Atletico Madrid, and they've never lost one of them. It was the only goal of the game tonight. Elsewhere, Borussia Dortmund have beaten Paris Saint-Germain. Thrilling game there. 2 goals for Erling Haaland in that one. Neymar equalised before the youngster smashed one in from the edge of the box. We'll show you those goals later in the programme. 2 games tomorrow, Atalanta versus Valencia, and we'll be watching Tottenham versus Leipzig here on BT Sport 2. Let's go back to the Neapolitano Stadium where we can hear from Virgil van Dijk and Andy Robertson. They're both with Des Kelly.
Virgil, kind of an uphill battle right from the start with that early goal, wasn't it?
Yeah, obviously we know it's going to be a proper battle tonight, especially here with their home ground with the fans behind them, and obviously it didn't help that we conceded the goal at the corner, the first chance for them. Not even a chance, I think a bit luck, but obviously it counts, and it's tough.
And of course, Andy, you give them something to defend there. You stir the crowd up. It was the worst possible beginning.
Yeah, of course. I think the throw-in should have went to us before the corner. So, the officials obviously made a mistake there. But then, the corners, it's just ricocheted, and it was tight, but it was onside obviously. And like you said, we've given them the kind of the best possible start for them, to get the fans up behind them, and then they can start falling over and things like that, and start trying to get under their skin a bit, which I think we handled it quite well, to be honest. I think with them falling over quite easy and stuff, I think we got on with it, but we know we're better than that. We put in a decent performance, but we know we can be better, and luckily we've got a second leg to put it right.
What was the message at half-time? The final ball wasn't a good enough ball in the first half, it seemed to us. Is that what was the message at half-time?
I think the message was just keep playing, play it side to side quick. There will be moments of danger and will be chances, and obviously we had the ball most of the game. Unfortunately, we couldn't create massive opportunities, but what Robert said, I think we still have another 90 minutes to set it straight, and we should be full of confidence still.
As Andy said, they're masters at disrupting a game and disrupting the rhythm. That's been the problem today.
Yeah, but I think that's the way they play. That's, I think, a bit of the Spanish football as well. So you have to adapt. But we knew it, and I think what Robert says, we handled it pretty well. Obviously, sometimes it's not easy, but it's part of their game, and we need to adapt on that as well.
We saw the manager's antics on the touchline, stirring up the crowd, and a big celebration at the end there, as if they'd won the tie itself. Is it going to be a similar story back at Anfield?
Look, that's what he is, and it's when you're not playing against him, it's probably great to watch. He's full of enthusiasm. I think he was like that as a player and stuff like that. So look, we've got no problem with that. But like you said, they've celebrated as if they've won the tie after the game. So look, let's see. We've got a couple of weeks to we've got Premier League business to take care of, and then like you said, they're coming back to Anfield. So we know our fans will be there. We know we'll be there. So it's up to them to come as well.
Thanks, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, could be very different at Anfield than it was at the Metropolitano Stadium, not the Neapolitano Stadium. I'm not sure if that's an ice cream or a pizza. But they're the match stats, 72% possession for Liverpool, but not a single shot on target. Says a lot.
It shows you it's not all about stats. No. You've got to make the other team defend, get shots. There's got to be your end product with your possession that you've got. But I like the tone of Andy Robertson's interview there. They see little things like that. They see the manager, the opposing team on the side, animated, almost rubbing it in your face. The fans, the players, over-celebrating. The tie's not over. They've still got to come to us. That steeliness, I like to see that. And there's still much to play for.
Simeone, animated? Never.
Slightly.
He out-Klopp in many ways, doesn't he? The two of them are very animated on the touchline. Michael, let's have a look. It was a long time ago that they scored. We never thought at that point that it would probably be the only goal of the game, but fell to Saul Niguez, and he scored many an important goal, as Darren Fletcher said.
Yeah, it was a bit of a nothing goal, really. As Andy Robinson said, it shouldn't have been a throw-in that led to the corner. Virgil van Dijk will be disappointed probably with his clearance for the corner, and then we've been looking at this. It's very hard to pinpoint and point the finger at anybody. It was, as I say, it was a bit of a nothing goal, but I was pretty impressed with Liverpool and their reaction after that, because, as I say, you can lose your head. You can think, we've got to get back into this game straight away. These two-legged affairs, you've got to be patient, and they were patient, and I don't think they'll be overly disappointed. Just look at Jurgen Klopp's substitutes as well today. He took off their two top scorers.
You're thinking 1-0's enough?
Yeah. Sadio Mane wasn't injured, I'm told. He was on a booking, and he left a little bit of an elbow when Andy Robertson was right there. A few of the Madrid players were just surrounding the referee, so he might have been just thinking, hang on a minute, we don't want to get a red card and get out of this tie. He just played a bit caution. I think it was the right thing to do.
They've lost 6 of the last 10 on the road in the Champions League. What was missing tonight, Peter?
I just think Atletico defended very, very well. I think it was difficult to break down. It wasn't vintage Liverpool. We've seen them blow teams away this season. They weren't at their very, very best, but you just have to give Atletico credit. I thought they were fantastic in the way they defended, the shape. They pressed, and they just didn't give Liverpool a chance. But they still had chances themselves. So this is a real tricky tie for Liverpool.
It is, because we know that Simeone will shape the team in exactly the same way and make life very difficult. What is he does, Rio, and how does he get his players to play this particular way?
I think obviously on the training field he does a lot of work in terms of the shape and the way they recover. They might get beat 1v1, but they recover, get into the shape to make it hard to break down. And there's not massive spaces between the players. Look here, there's players there in the picture. They're all tight, they're all compact. And when it's like that, it's hard to see through the lines, to see your own players, because they're there, they're shielding the back four. The back four haven't been spread all game. The back four allow the ball to go wide. If you want to put the ball wide, let it go wide, and then defend the cross when you need to. But you're not going to come through the middle of this team. Very difficult to go through the middle of this team.
Like Crystal Palace with better players? Because obviously teams in the Premier League will play that way. Yeah,
it may be, you can say that, but the difference with this type of team, Atletico Madrid, when they get the ball, they can actually take the sting out of it a little bit as well. They've got players who can take the ball in tight areas and then get the team up the pitch. And like the guys were saying, they still created a couple of chances
to the back of the net.
Yeah, and that's the first thing Jurgen Klopp will say to them when they get back in the dressing room. Right, just remember this feeling now. Look at all those fans, how they're celebrating, all the players on the pitch, all giving high fives. You wait for a couple of weeks at Anfield.
Mind you have to go back quite a long time to think of Liverpool turning round a defeat in the first leg against the Spanish club away from home.
If anywhere you want to get them back to, it's Anfield, and it's a special place. They'll be getting their own back, and I think they'll be remembering Simeone's performance during that game if they manage to turn that result round.
OK, we'll analyse the proceedings in a short while, but it's the Spaniards with the advantage at the midway point. They'll do it all over again at Anfield in 3 weeks' time. And speaking of doing it all over again, there's a boxing showdown this weekend that you won't want to miss. Well, Atletico Madrid are doing something that English teams have failed to do for a long time, take the lead against Liverpool. I think Napoli were the last team to do it, and that was in November, aside from the Aston Villa in the Cup.
Yeah, I mean, Diego Simeone's side going in lead. Confidence, the run that they're on, you would never expect this, but they've been good for their lead. They've put the Liverpool team under pressure at times, crossed the ball. Here, the ball goes out for a throw-in from Van Dijk. It comes off Morata. They give it to Atletico Madrid, which was wrong decision, but they play on from here. Van Dijk again clears it, not as clean as you'd like, as you're normally accustomed to seeing from him. They don't deal with a cross. It falls to Son again, so it's a easy finish for him really in the end. 4 minutes into the game.
This is the worst thing that could happen for Liverpool. Obviously, a scrappy goal like that. But it's just the position that Simeone will want to be in. I mean, defending a lead, he's going to make it a scrappy game for the rest of the second half.
They have 1 or 2 other chances as well. I know they've not had much possession, but they have certainly had the domination in terms of chances created. Or
they've had a couple of chances, obviously that first one was a scrappy goal, as Crouchy says. You can't really legislate for that. Can't really point any fingers of blame either. But they have had a couple of more chances. That was a fortunate pass in the first place from Lodi, but that's a fantastic ball.
Great defending.
Fantastic cross. And 2 against 1 there, and Andy Robertson does brilliant on the back post. So that was a chance that could have been brewing, but this is a very good chance. I thought Fabinho had a very good first half. He was winning a lot of the second balls, but here I'm wanting my man to just keep feeding him down. It's just too tight an angle. The last thing you do is let him come back on his right-hand side. But Alisson stands firm and stands tall, does really well.
Who picked Van Dijk out as the mistake?
Actually
made
was
a
the first
mistake.
mistake he's made in a couple of years, but.
This is Atletico. This is what we know Diego Simeone's team set up like. They're compact, they're tight, they're diligent in the way they defend. They get out to people very quick. Trent Alexander-Arnold today, you've seen every time the ball's gone out to him, they've got out there quick to stop him getting his head up. They know how dangerous he is with the ball, but anything through the middle of the pitch, they are not allowing. You've got to go around them.
How do you play against this? How do you change it?
I would put the two forwards, the wide ones, Mane and Salah. I'd make them go wider, get on the touchline and spread that back four out, and then maybe get a midfielder running in to join Firmino.
Okay, well, all to play for Liverpool in the second half. Sal, Niegetha's goal has given Jurgen Klopp some food for thought at half-time.